Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Marley Nadine from Arius Healing, and I am super excited to finally be posting another astrology related video. We have some big business going on in the higher realms of things. Um, Uranus just went retrograde on August the 15th, and that's what I'm pretty much going to be spilling the beans about how it will affect us, a little advice on how to move forward during it, and just a little bit of education on the planet in general so you guys can have a better understanding of how it actually functions. So I actually took notes, and it's going to be easier for me to read my notes as I took them so that it's, flowy. But of course, I will rant because I'm a ranter. But anyways, we're going to just go into it right now, okay? Thank you guys so much. And also, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, please now like, subscribe, share, and do whatever you got to do. But I really appreciate your support. I really thank you guys for being here and being supportive of me. I've been seeing how a lot of my videos are doing extremely well. Even though I haven't been on the internet. So I really want to say thank you and I appreciate that. And looking forward to continuing and posting more videos more frequently. So let's get started. From August 15th, 2020 until January 1st, 2021, the innovative planet of Uranus goes retrograde. The most common retrograde we experience is Mercury retrograde, which affects us on a personal sense, as it is a closer planet representing communication, transportation, and electronics. Being that Uranus is a far-reaching planet, the retrograde will not only affect it will not affect you in the same way, excuse me. Instead, this retrograde will be far more easier to deal with than when when the planet is actually moving forward. So let's break down the functionalities of Uranus and its high vibrations. So the high vibrations of Uranus, it's the ruler of Aquarius. It brings change, originality, and individuality, progression, enlightenment, and novelty. Now, on the lower vibration of the planet, you have rebelliousness, irresponsibility, eccentricity, and perversions. So how does this tie in and affect us all? So now that we understand the functions of the planet, let's talk about the retrograde. Forward Uranus is a bit chaotic. Moving in reverse will slow it down. And things might seem to be moving at an extremely slow pace. This is in fact for your benefit. Wherever Uranus is in your chart is where it will reveal that you have problems blending with others. Okay, so this could be on a personal level, it could even be a relationship with like your landlord, or it could be a relationship with your kid's teacher, or a relationship with, your assistant. It could be a number of things that are affecting or not really necessarily affecting, but bringing to light issues that already kind of exist that we've swept under the rug. So Uranus is going to highlight any of these difficulties and allow you to assess the situation moving forward, giving you the opportunity to work on things of importance and finally let go of the things that you've held on to but you have essentially outgrown. So Uranus is a spiritual planet of breakthroughs and awakenings. People often say that Uranus also rules over meditation, kundalini, yoga, things like that. So during this time, it's going to affect us on a personal level and a spiritual level and a grand scale level. So from the grand scale perspective, we're going to see changes in our communities, like literally our communities that we live in. We're going to see upgrades in technology. I'm pretty sure by next year, 2021, there'll be some new type of technological advancement that we've put into place since now. And also there'll be scientific discoveries and also revolutions, which we're already like in the midst of a revolution. So this should be interesting. But also, just a side note, I wanted to say that Uranus going retrograde is actually like a really good thing right now, because we've had a lot of aggressiveness and a lot of like rebelliousness, just as far as just the planet in general. Like everybody's rebellious, the government's rebellious, the people are rebellious, like everybody's rebellious. So I feel like, you know, this was divine timing, this planet going to retrograde, because it's going to give everyone an opportunity to really chill the fuck out and get a glimpse on what's really going on with you personally, with, you know, your environment, your community, and like how you fit into the way things are moving nowadays, okay? So, now this retrograde gets a little crazy after the second half of October. That's something I really wanted to touch on. So, after the second half of October, you're going to have Uranus along with Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and in September, Mars. So that is Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Mars. That's 6 planets retrograde. So you're going to literally have 6 planets in retrograde at the end of October. And also, there's something really special happening on October 31st. There's going to be a blue moon. There hasn't been a blue moon and since January 2018, and also March of 2018. We had 2 blue moons that year. So October 31st comes a blue moon with all the planets being in retrograde at the same time. So that's going to be a time and period where you're going to feel like, fuck, like, oh, I just can't do it. I just can't get it. It's just not working. Like nothing's working. Everything's standing still. And when you feel that energy, it's really important to remember this little video. Like when it comes to the end of October, the beginning of September, just remember, like all the planets are in retrograde. There's nothing you can do. Literally fall back and let things kind of play themselves out. Like this retrograde in general is a time to be receptive and not so active, because there's a double side of the yin and yang. So on this side you have the yin, which is reflective and intuitive and, you know, relaxed. And then you have the yang that's outward activity, eccentric, like active, moving. So we have to balance all the time. It's not always a time to be moving forward. And I mean, look at us. We're already on quarantine worldwide. So we might as well just use this time to really work on ourselves and really make sure that whatever we're doing is being to the best of our benefit. And like, just like everything, every once in a while you have to clean out your junk drawers. Every once in a while you have to clean out your closet. And the same as with your brain, your mind, body, and spirit. Every once in a while you have to do a cleanse. You have to step back and just look at everything and say, what needs to stay and what needs to go? Because sometimes you got to go, boo. Nah, but anyways, let me get back to this. Okay. So we got these 6 planets in retrograde into October, beginning of September. And during this time, you will feel anxious. Not you could feel anxious. And nothing is going to go your way. You might be forced in some stuff during that time. And you might feel like, oh, because I got a little momentum, let me just go the extra mile. And trying to go that extra mile, it just doesn't work. But what I'm saying is just chill, reflect, and then act after all the planets have kind of calmed down a bit. Okay? Now, when things seem to slow up and be at a standstill, practice self-care. You need to go inward during this time. You may feel tired and fatigued, because to be completely honest, like 2020 has been a son of a bitch. Like if you really want to be real, like 2020 surprised every motherfucking body. Everybody said they had 2020 vision, and now everybody is literally going to the eye doctor to get some glasses because they can't believe what the fuck is going on in what they're seeing. So this is just funny, and we gotta all just like reflect. But during this time, like self-care, I'm gonna show you the umbrella of self-care. So journaling, meditating, working out, fasting, pampering yourself, whether it be a facial, getting your hair done, mani-pedi, you know, things like this. These are all self-care. Even buying yourself a cute little outfit. Like, there is nothing wrong with buying yourself an outfit. Even getting your ass a motherfucking book and reading a book. That is self-care, because you're helping your brain and you're also helping, you know what I'm saying? Everything else that goes along with that. So I would say during this time, self-care, self-care, self-care. And it's important to realize that life is full of cycles, like ebbs and flows. You know what I mean? Like nothing, nothing grows in a upward motion. Like everything grows in a circular motion. So sometimes we're active, and sometimes we have to plan and take a different perspective and decide to when are we moving forward, or if we are even moving forward in whatever field that we are reflecting on. It's important. Excuse me, I was about to reread the same thing, but regardless, we have to understand that this retrograde is a time of ascension. So this is really, really like in a time of ascension. And ascension like pretty much means like going up a level. So like if we're on a third dimensional plane and you ascend during this time, you're going to have a four dimensional understanding of things. Or if you're on a four dimensional understanding, you'll have a fifth dimensional understanding, depending on how deep your brain is and how deep you are into this shit, or how deep you can comprehend it. Because a lot of us can ascend and grow and learn and not even realize that it's happening, because it's just something that's completely over our head. But don't be one of those. Be one of those like super in tune people. But even if not, like do the best that you can, and everything is perfect regardless of whatever. It's just the way God made everything. God made everything perfect. So anyways, back to my notes. Okay, so Uranus is in fact going to be in the sign of Taurus, moving backwards 4 degrees before turning forward. So now we want to touch on Taurus. So Taurus is an earth sign. It's a fixed earth sign. It rules the second house of possessions, money, some would say. Self-esteem is in there as well for me. So it's also luxury, ruled by Venus, all these things. So even though Uranus is a bit chaotic moving forward and rebellious, when it's going reverse, it's going to have like the opposite effect. It's going to be like the rebellious person who kind of like withdraws and goes in hermit mode to get its shit together. So that's what's going to be going on right now with Uranus in Taurus, because Taurus is a luxurious sign, always carries themselves a nice way. They can be a bit unruly, but that's when it's at its worst. I think right now Uranus working with Taurus is going to give people a chance to really just go inward and reflect, and not be so chaotic with it, though, not be so self-harming in the process, but kind of just, take everything as it comes. And, anyways, let me get back to my notes. Taurus is a grounded, comfy, but also fixed sign. So you might be a little more calmer than in any other sign, as Taurus is dependable, independent, and pleasure-loving. If you happen to be a Taurus in particular, then this is going to really affect you, especially if it's your rising sign is a Taurus, or the Taurus is in your first house. It's really going to affect you. But also it's important, everybody has different placements everywhere. Check the placement that check to see if you have any placements in Taurus, and if you do, then that's the part in your life where the retrograde is going to have the biggest effect. And I would also say, because planets trine each other, and there's always just 5 degrees of separations between the sister planets. So if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, it's going to affect you as well. But also for the Leos and Aquarius, be on the lookout, because this is also like a big lesson for you guys right now. So yeah, but I think this time will be smooth, as long as, I think every time is always smooth, as long as everybody is doing things in a loving way and having just love for themselves and just caring about themselves. You know what I mean? So let's see, back to my notes. So in all, this is going to be like my little closing speech. Just remember to take the opportunities that come your way, as Uranus will be giving you a glimpse of what life could be like. It is our personal responsibility individually to observe what is working and what is not, and what we can integrate in our lives moving forward. All in all, it is a time to reflect, and it's a moment, a reflective moment of opportunity, if you will, where things can happen out of the blue, things that you have been wanting to happen for a really long time that have seemed to be at a standstill. If you're still working towards it, whether you've seen any effects of the work that you've been doing, this Uranus retrograde can be the time when it swoops in and it just brings you all the things that you have been working so hard towards. So it's a reflective moment of opportunity where things can happen just out of the blue. Take everything as it comes, and remember, it might be challenging, but in hindsight, you can be welcoming the biggest blessing into your life. And nothing good comes without effort. So even though it might be challenging to take time to yourself, to look at yourself, to reevaluate relationships and situations, and reevaluate motivations and jobs and likes and dislikes, like everything, like we have to be kind to ourselves and loving to ourselves. And to my family at Arius Healing on YouTube and Arius TV 33, I just want to say thank you so much. I hope that this Uranus retrograde video helped you, and I hope that I can see your comments and interact with you, because I'm really about to get more interactive on this shit right now. Like, I've been slacking, but I love astrology and I love to do this. So it's my greatest joy and pleasure to share the information that I have with you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Like I said before, like, share, subscribe to my channel. And if you get the opportunity, I'm doing dual videos and blogs. So pretty much I read my blog to you, which I already wrote. So I'm going to be releasing a written blog online on my website on ariushealing.com, and then also simultaneously a video to YouTube where you guys can visually see it. So excuse me for the mess in the background. That's my cat, Slick the Gato. Gati, say hi. That's my cat. He's bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll see each other soon. Bye.